Hello and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. And today, well, a little concoction that came up at the very last minute. Now, I get people ask me sometimes, hey Kevin, where do you get your ideas for all the recipes? Well, this one here actually wasn't even an idea an hour before I cooked it. So I was going to cook something else, actually. And I came over here in the kitchen and I was looking around, still got that bag of polenta. And I really could go for some polenta right about now. And I'm like, So then the gears start whirring, polenta. But wait, what if we baked it? Yeah, what if we had some bacon in there? Because bacon and polenta is fantastic. Cheese. So, next thing you know, and of course, let's add some corn because instead of just having cornmeal, we'll have some chunks of corn in there. And then you end up with something like this. So what we got in here is we got corn, we've got the cornmeal, the bacon pieces on top of a little panko, and then some cheddar cheese inside, cheddar cheese on top, baked in the oven. I call this bacon and cheese polenta gratin. And hey, for an idea that came together at the very last minute, wow. That worked out good. Dinner tonight. All right, let's go in the kitchen and make this right now. All right, well, the ingredients are pretty simple. Just a few. Let's go over them. First of all, what I got here is 3 cloves of garlic thinly sliced. They've got a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, a half a cup of those Panko breadcrumbs. And over here, the cornmeal. That's 1 cup of cornmeal, but this is a coarse grind. I don't want the fine grind cornmeal. I want the polenta. So this is the one I always get. And it's from Bob's Red Mill over in Oregon. And I've been getting Bob's Red Mill stuff for ages, ever since I moved to Japan, basically. Fantastic stuff. He's got one called polenta. It's a good coarse grind. That's the one I want to use. Over here, I've got 1 can of corn kernels. I've rinsed and drained them. Over here, this is 8 ounces or 230 grams of bacon block. And then I've just chopped it up into pieces like that. Anywhere between 3/16 to 1/4 inch or like about 4 or 5 millimeters, somewhere around there. It's not that critical. All right, across the back, the cheese. That's another 8 ounces or 230 grams, and it is cheddar cheese, grated. And then here I've got 3 cups of water, and that's going to go right now into the pot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to bring the water to a boil, and then I want to get the polenta, the salt, and the pepper in there and start cooking up that polenta. So let's get that water boiling. All right, so water's come to a boil. Gonna put the polenta in there, the salt, and the pepper. What I'm gonna do now is I want to simmer this. I'm gonna turn that heat down a little bit. I'm gonna simmer this for about 8 to 10 minutes. It starts to thicken up. All right. I'm just going to stir that occasionally. So, while that's happening, let's get the bacon going. So I got another fry pan over here. Going to bring that up to medium heat. All right, and then I'm going to get that bacon in there. So the same with the bacon. I want to cook that for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll stir it occasionally. I want to just brown it up a little bit. Well, as much as Japanese bacon browns up. So one thing, the problem is here in Japan, our bacon doesn't crisp us as much as it does the bacon I used to cook when I was in Canada. It's just a different curing process, but still, it's delicious. Bacon always is. All right, so see you back here in about 8 to 10 minutes. All right. That's been going. That's been cooking away for about 10 minutes. The bacon's ready. Put it out here, drained it a little bit of paper towel. I've got a beautiful amount of bacon fat in there, which we'll use that in something else. Cook something in that because that is delicious. All right, over here, well, as you see, our polenta is basically coming together. That's pretty good. It's a little runny still, but you remember it's still going to cook in the oven. So let's turn the heat off. What I want to do now, I want to mix in the corn goes in there. It's going to add some body in there, isn't it? And let's get that garlic in there. That's for a little kick of flavor. The bacon. All right. And then we'll mix that in a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put about half the cheese in there, with the other half on top. So go about half. It's rough. It doesn't have to be exact, but might even err on it a little bit, a little on the heavy side there. Yeah. All right. And now again, mix all that together. And what I do now, I've got here 9x9 baking pan, and I've buttered it. Just rub butter all over it. What I'm going to do now with this, hope that's not too hot, forgot to grab my mitts. That's okay. This all goes in there. All right. So now we get the polenta in there, just kind of smooth that out across into all the corners and all. And then that looks pretty even. Yeah, that's about there. What I do now, what I do now is like this. Our polenta is ready. That's good. All right. Okay, now I want to sprinkle the panko on there. That's going to go on top, just give us a little bit of a crust on top. Once it mixes in with the cheese. All right, we got the panko on top. Now the cheese goes on top of that. Okay. Evenly spread that across there. It's going to melt into the panko. Could be really good. All right, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it in the oven over there at 375 or 190 degrees Celsius. And it's going to go for about 25 to 30 minutes. And what I'm looking for is, well, good meltiness and browning on top. And then, we're ready. All right, see you when that comes out of the oven. Oh my, look at that. Fantastic. Nice little bit of browning on top there. A little bubbling throughout. I'm going to grab a spoon and just have a look down the side. Oh yes. That promises some nice bit of there. A little crunchiness on top and on the side. Melty cheesiness inside. Oh yeah, look at that. That's looking absolutely perfect in there. A little hot. Dare I? Ooh, danger. I think I'll wait a sec. I don't want to burn my mouth that badly. All right. If you like this recipe, well, stick around. There's a lot more here on the Kuma's Kitchen channel. These are all original Kevin Riley recipes, just things I come up with. Like this one here was just out of the blue about an hour before I cooked it. So you never know what you're going to find on here. It's eclectic, it's fusion, it's fun, it's delicious. So go check it out. Make sure that you are subscribed and you click that notification bell so you don't miss out on more of these little creations coming out. And go make this and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.